I am nothing if not knowledgeable on music. And friends, do I have a treat for you today. The whole reason music was invented in the first place, from the time a caveman picked up two stones and banged them together rhythmically, has all been leading up to this song that I discovered today. But not only just this song, this artist is a hit-making machine. Her name is Summer Rain.
Summer rain, just said, yeah. Tighten up, 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 tighten up. Please don't judge me until you get to know me, until you've been where I've been, until you've seen what I've seen.
What more could you possibly ask for? A beat like morphine, have you feeling euphoric. She's got the voice of an angel with a flow like Dracula, smoking them fucking symbiotes. Summer Rain has mastered music. And this is her breakout single, Tighten Up. I can't believe it doesn't have as many views as Dame Tu Cosita. This is... I can't believe it took me this long to find it.
Don't judge me, people, cause my past is not my future. Give me some time, I promise I'll get better. Give me some time, I promise I'll get wiser. Give me some time, I promise I'll get smarter. Betting against the odds of tomorrow.
That was almost a rhyme. But that's the beauty of this track. It subverts your expectations and challenges your very understanding of music. Summer Rain's coming out here making a statement saying, rap doesn't need to rhyme, and I'll prove it. So she's doing this on purpose to demonstrate her stranglehold on the English language and her complete domination of lyricism as a whole by purposefully avoiding rhymes, even accidental ones. She's teasing us. She could rhyme all of these words if she wanted to, but chooses not to. She does, however, tickle our sack with a couple of slant rhymes, like that one right there, betting against the odds of tomorrow, and it is profound. There is so much depth to these lyrics, you could teach classes at university digesting them and never quite get to the bottom of it, because it's always going to be a debate on what she means. So let's just take that little chunk right there. She's talking about, give me some time, I promise I'll get better, I'll get faster, stronger, betting against the odds of tomorrow. What the fuck is that? I can't come up with a single explanation for what she even means there. Betting against what odds of tomorrow? That tomorrow's even going to arrive in the first place? We might not see a tomorrow? Armageddon arrives before tomorrow does, and you're betting... I'm a little confused on it, but I think that's what makes it so special.
Give me the benefit of the doubt, people. Y'all should be happy I survived all this evil. When I'm dead and gone, there will be no sequel. And my soul will live on, and my heart will stay strong. Mine gone, so I get my grind on. Eyes on the prize. For so long, been told I was so wrong. For so long, get stepped on.
If nothing else, the song is very honest. No corporate shills, no overlords pulling the puppet strings and making her dance. It feels like we're reading pages out of her diary here. As for the music video, I don't exactly know what it all means. I don't know what the ass shaking and pole dancing relates to in the lyrics and the message of the song. But maybe she was just having fun. It seems like she's really enjoying herself, and that's the most important part.
Just said we Teflon, tell 'em get the fuck on. This is no flex zone. I'm from a place where they still showing shade and still throwing bones. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I remain strong until the Lord takes me home. Heart filled with so much pain.
I feel like doing the ass jiggling right at the camera, straight down the pipe, about to go into the colonoscopy close-up. I feel like that visual didn't fit the lyrics at that time, talking about, the Lord. Feels like that was a bit of a conflict there, but, at the end of the day, I'm not the fucking director.
Countless drama, so many lonely nights, but no more drama. This life is hotter than a summer in a sauna. Bet against tomorrow. So much pain and sorrow, but in my mind I see beautiful tomorrows. Tighten up, 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 tighten up. Just say.
How How this didn't chart on the top 100 will remain a mystery to me for eons to come. I think she was snubbed. And I do really mean this. She seems to be having a good time. So I'm happy for her. And I've watched a couple of her other tracks as well as read some of her comments. She seems like a genuinely positive person overall. So it's really sweet, you know? Yeah, you could say it's not the best song ever made. You could say that for a lot of songs. Also, she has been on the grind. She makes 5 or 6 songs a month and has for the last 3 years. When I was scrolling through, I came across this one and my curiosity was piqued. Here's her track on Martin Luther King. Didn't really know what to expect going into it. I was still kind of new to the musical stylings of Summer Rain, but I was pretty blown away.
I see things in my dreams. 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 Yikes, I see things in my dreams. So let me tell you, I'm not gonna be fooled. Let me tell you what I see. I foresee the future. Dream, 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 dream. Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King. I see dreams, visions, stay vivid. Hey baby, what you wanna say? I'm living.
That hook right there is superb. It reminds me of Shark Boy and Lava Girl when they're singing the Dreams song, except this is elevated. This is a chef's delight here.
We good, we good. I'm from the hood, don't get it misunderstood. I'm a little white girl that's gonna make it fair for all of us. Let me tell you something, I don't care. All you racist motherfuckers, get out my fucking hair. I don't like y'all. I don't like any of y'all racist motherfuckers. I don't care what color you are. If you're racist, get out my fucking car. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. You talking to the one that's tough. White girl, hot summer, let's talk about her, Summer Walker.
Yeah, that's fucking right, dweeb. If you're racist, get out of Summer Rain's car. You are not welcome in her vehicle, and she's making that very clear with this track. I'm very curious if she writes these down before performing them, or if she's always freestyling it. Because it really feels like in every song I've heard from her, it's mainly freestyling. At least I think it is, because in a couple of the tracks, she leaves in some lines of gibberish, actual Adam Sandler gibberish to try and fill space in the beat before coming back in. But why? Why not just write lyrics first to the beats and then perform it? You know what I mean? Imagine if she did start writing songs. It would be over for everyone else in the rap game. We haven't even seen her operating at maximum efficiency yet. So I think Summer Rain's potential is still way up. But yeah, I just wanted to share this a little bit because I've actually had her song Tighten Up stuck in my head now. I've got that and Stank on it stuck in my head over the last 24 hours, which is how I ended up finding her track, is after going through Stank on it again. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's really it. So yeah. Today, a Kickstarter project was launched as well as a trailer dropping about the final years of Stan Lee's life and the elder abuse he was allegedly victim of. It's a subject I've talked about from time to time on the channel. A few years ago, I even made a video covering the exploitation of his legacy for the sake of shilling NFTs. That one was particularly evil, basically saying, you gotta put all your money into these NFTs. It's what Stan Lee would have wanted. Excelsior, am I right? You don't want to disappoint Stan Lee. Get our NFTs. It's shameful. And there were allegations of elder abuse in the later life of Stan Lee for a long time. And now today, this documentary has popped up from someone named John Bolerjack, who is a former assistant to Stan Lee, who's claiming he's had tons and tons of video evidence and footage of numerous times Stan Lee was taken advantage of, and now he's putting it all together for this documentary called Stan Lee: The Final Chapter, and he's launched the Kickstarter campaign looking for $300,000 to finish it. I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts right off rip before we even get into the trailer, as well as a clip that dropped from it. To me, that feels really exploitative as well. You're telling me you've had this footage for years, incriminating evidence of Stan Lee being taken advantage of, and instead of releasing it throughout the years to spread the word about the injustice he faced or giving it to authorities about potential elder abuse, you've instead just sat on it, keegling it until now, compiling it into this documentary that you're now looking for $300,000 to finish, to pay for things like casting, wardrobe, hair and makeup, music composition, a soundstage space, visual effects, like, what the fuck? If the goal is justice for Stan Lee, this feels highly unnecessary. I don't think you need a visual effects department on standby to cook up some CGI for it, you know? Like, you don't need Blur Animation Studio on the horn to do some kind of 3D render of like a reenactment scene or something. If you've got all of this incriminating evidence, it feels a little weird to be asking $300,000 from people to crowdfund a pretty bow to put on all of this and like elevate it to like a Hollywood production where they want a set constructor, like they want to build a set, like I don't know if they want to like recreate Stan Lee's home 1-to-1 or something, or you know, as well as like a sound stage, like you refuse to release the footage unless everything, like all the testimonials can be filmed on like a Blackmagic Pro 45K camera or something. Like I don't really understand it. To me, feels like it's also capitalizing off of Stan Lee's name, but this time from a different angle where it's highlighting all of the other people who also exploited Stan Lee in a different way. I'll show you the trailer, and you can obviously form your own fucking thoughts on it, but there's a couple things I want to talk about as well as showing you that clip that dropped.
My name is John Bolerjack, and for the last 4 years of Stan Lee's life, I was his assistant, his confidant, but most importantly, his friend. I traveled the world with him, witnessing firsthand the incredible highs of his legendary career, but also the heartbreaking lows.
John Bolerjack was someone that was close to Stan Lee, and he has filmed a ton of things around him and the people around him as well. So a lot of the footage is basically showcasing how people interacted with Stan Lee, those closest to him, and how they viewed him as kind of like a tool to make money off of. I'll play the rest of the trailer in a moment, but I want to show you this clip because I think this clip is a really interesting look at not only John, but a lot of what Stan Lee was subjected to.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. Right.
Now are you ready to give a riveting speech? You're gonna change lives.
I thought I was finished with that. What do I have to do now?
It's never over.
I'm not on the crazy pills, right? Like, I'm not boofing stupid potion, right? That's John Bolerjack that's saying that to him. You can see his hair, his voice is the same. That's John. And he's the one telling him that it's never over. Like, John, I'm assuming he was trying to be, like, sarcastic there, but John, even at the time, was privy to Stan Lee being taken advantage of, but just sat by and let it continue and let all of those people around him continue to exploit him. To me, it feels really weird. You've got all of this footage, you are aware of these things happening where he's being taken advantage of, and instead of sharing that footage at the time or contacting someone to try and help, he just lets it persist and then holds on to this footage for years after his death. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. Like, it feels off. And he also has something else that I found pretty mean-spirited to say to Stan at the end of this clip.
You what? I said I thought I was finished, but apparently I'm not.
No. Once we're done, we'll get out of here.
Now what do I do here?
Same thing, talk about you. We'll make some new questions.
But I don't have the...
Yes, you will. Yes.
Yeah. You not want to have the mic on?
How do I turn on and off?
I can control that.
You get your money's worth out of me.
Every single penny.
Penny, like 5 pennies.
So this guy telling Stan Lee what he's going to do, even without Stan Lee really knowing and really wanting to, he is still pushing Stan Lee to do it. And then Stan Lee says, you get your money's worth out of me. And he says, every penny. And then John Bolerjack comes in and says, pennies, like 5 pennies. That's just kind of mean. Like, I don't know what the joke was supposed to be there. I don't know why he would come in at the end and say that on the back of that after we just watched Stan Lee get pushed to do something he wasn't aware of and not wanting to do by somebody who's basically controlling his appearance here. It just rubs me the wrong way.
Stan spent his final years enduring mistreatment, manipulation, and betrayal at the hands of a few very bad actors.
Is there any way to get us out of that San Francisco thing? Or do you feel we gotta do it?
Gotta do it.
At the time, I didn't have the power to stop it, but I did have a camera and I filmed everything.
Whoa, watch out!
It's extremely sad watching this. Elder abuse is a fucking horrid thing. And John claims that at the time he didn't have the power to stop it, but he had a camera, so he filmed everything. Well, you were compiling evidence. You could have submitted that evidence to authorities, and there's a very real chance nothing would have come from it. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of really evil people that would have been able to squeak their way out of it, but you still would have tried. You did have the ability to have this footage come to light. You could have released this footage yourself online. There were a ton of options with this footage outside of just now bringing it to the public's attention while asking for money to finish a movie around that footage. I understand there have been many cases where a documentary has been instrumental in justice for whatever case it's been covering, but I just can't understand why during all of the discussions around is Stan Lee being abused by the people closest to him, there was even a lawsuit about elder abuse and Stan Lee, during all of this, and it did get a ton of attention, why John Bolerjack with his footage wouldn't have come forward to contribute to that discussion with evidence that, yes, Stan Lee is being taken advantage of. Yes, there are people close to Stan Lee doing things that he doesn't want to do or know that he's doing. I don't understand why back then, with all of the footage he had, he wouldn't have spoke up during those times. It just feels weird that he's had it for so long and is now just bringing it to the public during a Kickstarter pitch.
Now I'm asking for your help to finish the film and finally get justice for Stan. This documentary includes first-hand accounts from key witnesses, including comic book legends like Rob Liefeld and Roy Thomas, as well as many others who saw the chaos and unethical acts. This isn't speculation, it's all on camera. Undeniable.
This is old Stan Lee coming at you. No, you're not old.
Irrefutable.
I thought I was finished, but apparently I'm not.
No ambiguity.
I think it's pretty clear from industry veterans that have talked about it to the footage that already exists outside of this documentary, since this hasn't released, so we don't know all the footage in it, that we can say with a pretty high level of confidence Stan Lee was taken advantage of in the later years of his life by tons of people around him. I think that much is pretty clear, in my opinion, and I have no doubt that whatever footage John has here will be really helpful in holding a lot of those evil assholes that were exploiting him accountable. I'm hoping that there will be a lot of good that comes from it. But this approach of just squatting on the footage for many years and then only bringing it out if enough money is given to finish the film is very off-putting. And looking at the Kickstarter rewards feels really weird too. Let me just hold your hand through what $50 gets you in the project. A stunning photo comic capturing rare, candid moments of Stan Lee like you've never seen before. Shot by filmmaker Jonathan Bolerjack, this collection offers an intimate look at the legend's life beyond the spotlight. Featuring 11 different covers, each showcasing a hand-picked image curated by its respective sponsor. Every book comes signed by Bolerjack, making it a must-have for true fans of Stan and his legacy. What? So each copy is signed by John, which means it's a must-have if you love Stan Lee. Where have we heard that nomenclature before? Spoiler alert, it's the NFTs that were shilled on Stan Lee's Twitter page a few years back. There are so many reward tiers here, more than I've ever seen in a Kickstarter project. I shit you not, I think there's close to 40 or 50 different reward tiers. It's crazy. Here's one for $500 where you get basically a CGC slabbed Stan Lee image. It seems like the reward system is all about incentivizing collectors. Every reward tier has some kind of element that hypes up the collecting appeal of the reward tier for the Kickstarter. It's very, again, weird. Here's another option for $500 tier, where you can get a tour through Los Angeles with John, where you'll visit places where bribes were offered, schemes were plotted, and millions went missing, stories that have never been told till now. What? So he'll take you on a tour of places where Stan Lee was exploited. for $500. He'll take you on the Los Angeles tour of Stan Lee being taken advantage of. I just don't know how that can be perceived as anything other than slimy. It's basically reducing the elder abuse Stan Lee suffered to a tour for you to go on for $500 with this guy who's treating it like it's some kind of like attraction. It's just so not okay, I feel. For $8,000, you get an invite to the Emmys and the Governor's Ball. All right. It goes on and on. I'm not kidding. 40 different reward tiers is an understatement. I think there's probably closer to 60 or 70 different tiers of Kickstarter rewards here.
With your help, we can finish the film, expose the truth, and give Stan the justice he deserves.
As I mentioned, this footage that he has most likely will showcase a lot of the horrible things people have done to Stan Lee, and many times he was taken advantage of. But I don't feel like the goal of this film is to get justice for Stan Lee. It looks very different when you actually go through the page, all the rewards, all of the things that the money is going towards, and also when you remember the fact that he's had this footage for so long and is now just bringing it out for a Kickstarter pitch. I find it very weird. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about it. That's it. See ya. Trash, garbage, rubbish, waste. All words that can accurately describe Warner Bros. Yes, I've thrown many tomatoes at them, I know, but they just keep making it so easy. They're a spitball magnet. And it can really, a large part of it, be traced back to one decision, a patient zero, David Zaslav. Since he took over 4 years ago now, actually, it has just been so bad for that company. All he does really is cancel projects that are pretty close to finished, or just get rid of things that they already have. And I know Warner Bros. Was in a bad spot before. It was in a dark place before David Zaslav came in there with the, knight in shining armor, with radiant sunbeams shining on him, potentially being their savior. But this would be like trying to cure alcoholism with heroin. Now, I have no doubt there are some shareholders that do view him as the cure to the disease of money loss that Warner Bros. Was afflicted with through his innovative strategy, his remarkable genius scheme of just getting rid of everything, just cutting everything Warner Bros. Has to squeeze some doubloons on the bottom line for the shareholders. It has worked for them, I suppose, at least based on what I can see. But on the grand scheme of things, his strategy has basically just been, hey, you're excited for that? Well, there's a good chance we're just going to can it right before it comes out. Or, hey, we finished this thing that you were excited for, but we decided not to release it because we're just going to go for a tax break on it instead. It's a fucking terrible strategy if you're anyone that likes content. David Zaslav is the opposite of King Midas. He's fucking King ripe ass, because everything he touches turns to ass instead of gold. He's got the cheese touch, and it has infected every part of this company. They are struck with the orb of confusion and can't break out. They just made the baffling decision to shut down Monolith Productions. The studio behind beloved titles like Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, with a highly anticipated Wonder Woman game still in the pipeline that, from my understanding, was pretty far along in development. They have now just come out and axed that company. Not just Monolith, they also shut down Player First Games as well as Warner Bros. San Diego. But Monolith is the most surprising one because everyone loves those games, and there's a lot of faith in Monolith as a company. So there was a lot of hype around this game that's been in development for a long time, and now will never see the light of day, much like a lot of other things Warner Bros. Has done. I've already talked about this a lot, there's no reason to regurgitate it, but I will briefly mention them just refusing to release Coyote vs. Acme even though it's completed. I hate this fucking company, man, it's crazy. But in this case, they didn't complete the project yet. It was still actively in development. And now it won't see the light of day unless it leaks somehow. But what this also means is they're burying the Nemesis system in the coffin with Monolith here. The Nemesis system is one of the most innovative systems we've seen in the last decade. It was a really cool feature that was present in Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, and Warner Bros. Patented it, which is why you haven't seen it outside of those two games. And the thought would be that they'd use it in their products because they own the patent. But no, Instead, they crossed their arms and said, "It's my toy to not play with. You can't touch it. It's mine to do nothing with." And now that they've killed Monolith, it truly is going to be something that they're going to do nothing with, I imagine. And that patent doesn't expire until 2036. It's so infuriating how dog shit Warner Bros. Is. Like, they're not even doing business, they're doing shitness. Like, I hate to keep bringing up things I've already talked about a lot in regards to this company, but Coyote vs. Acme, they finished that movie. It had like a $70, $80 million budget, I can't quite recall. And instead of releasing it, they just decided to claim a tax loss, which didn't recoup the budget or anything. It barely even made up for half of their total spend on the production in the first place. Great work, David. Big gold star for that one. Let's go ahead and see what he had to say, though, about gaming in general with Warner Bros. So the main goal with the structuring of Warner Bros. Game development studios is that they want to focus on 4 really powerful games, according to the lobotomite himself, David Zaslav. You know, really powerful games like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which lost them 200 million clams, by the way. Rocksteady wasn't on the chopping block. I love Rocksteady for their previous work. I fucking hate Suicide Squad, plus that company doesn't have, like, the most important people at it from back in the day. I don't know if they'll turn it around, but Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was one of the worst games of 2024, and yet Monolith, who actually has majority bangers, heaters, and their last 2 games have been super heaters, somehow they're the ones that get axed? Okay, fucking make it make sense, David. Now, what he's actually referring to is Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. Those are their key franchises, and they don't want to, like, venture out beyond there, even though I think this is super stupid to just marry your whole fucking development studios to just these 4 properties. I have said for a long time, I think the path forward for these studios is that they do a lot of smaller projects that don't cost as much or don't take as long to develop, and instead focus on being creative and unique. So that way, there's not as much spend, but there's a lot more potential. Things like a Hi-Fi Rush, for example. Like, there's, I think, significantly more potential in that, as opposed to just making a fucking $200 million Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League loss. But anyway, here's the statement in its entirety. We've had to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises. You've already failed. You haven't made the best games possible in a long, long time. Than Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios, Monolith, Player First Games, and Warner Bros. San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them. The development of Monolith's Wonder Woman video game will not move forward. You know, interestingly enough, Wonder Woman's a DC game, huh? From a beloved developer? Why didn't that make it? I mean, it's part of your key franchise approach. What is this strategic direction here? To only put these properties in the hands of the worst developers? Like, I don't really know. I'm a little confused, to be honest with you. Monolith was extremely talented with a lot of faith in their brand, and you gave them a DC property, which you're saying is your key franchise. So why would you take them off of that in order to instead have Rocksteady work on another super stinker? Like, it's not like Monolith was working on something obscure no one knows, you know, like Dino Custodians, Janitors in Space, Prehistoric Plowing. Like, it's a well-known IP with an extremely well-known developer that people love. It just doesn't make sense. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience possible for the iconic character, and unfortunately this is no longer possible within our strategic priorities. And I think this is all code for not live service enough. We couldn't nickel and dime our community enough, so we had to let them go. We couldn't find ways of monetizing Wonder Woman to the same inefficient level as Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This is another tough decision, as we recognize Monolith's storied history of delivering epic fan experiences through amazing games. We greatly admire the passion of the 3 teams and thank every employee for their contributions. As difficult as today is, we remain focused on and excited about getting back to producing high-quality games for our passionate fans and developed by our world-class studios and getting our games business back to profitability and growth in 2025 and beyond. You imbecile. David Zaslav's brain is so fascinating because it really feels like it's been wired incorrectly. Like there were some screws loose and then it got put back together and the neural pathways were all cattywampus. Because it seems he lacks a fundamental understanding of what growth means in gaming here. Typically, you wouldn't want to cut your most talented developer working on a huge IP before it releases. That doesn't seem smart. Now you've just eaten a huge loss for the 8 years of development, and that product will never see the light of day, so you can't even begin to recoup it. It just seems like a stupid decision, especially when your key strategic plan is to focus on one of the IPs that your most talented developer was working on. So now you're going to take that same IP and just give it to a most likely worse developer. How are you growing? You've downsized, sure. You've effectively downsized, and now you'll stop spending money on the salary of all the developers that you just fired, but you didn't grow. You stayed in the same spot, just squeezed a couple extra pennies out by firing so many people, and now you don't even have a game to show for it for all this loss that you've just eaten. Show me where the growth is on that, because I must be missing it. I just think it's a terrible decision, and I hate the David Zaslav strategy to everything of just get rid of everything, and if we're not spending any money, that means we're not losing any money. I hate it. I really don't like it. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, especially because I love Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, and the fact that we're not going to see anything else from Monolith now. And let's say like pie in the sky, Monolith gets to stay together, someone else takes the entire team intact and they work on something. Well, they still can't use the Nemesis system they created because Warner Bros. Owns the patent, at least to my understanding. So yeah, Warner Bros. Is trash. That's about it. See ya.
As a Z-list celebrity, I get asked to do a lot of stupid shit a lot of times, and sometimes I accept. The Rock does excel at a lot of things. Being super big, commitment to being super big, getting bigger, eating like a big person, and being big. I do like a lot of The Rock's movies. I do like CIA was one of my favorite movies from The Rock. Jumanji, that was very cool. That was very cool. He's laid out a couple stinkers. He's laid out some stinkers, but I have faith in the man. And it seems there's no exception for Dwayne "My Rock" Johnson. Mr. Johnson has decided to release what I would believe is something that he didn't know he was releasing, and somebody just kind of told him, show up for a photo shoot, we'll get you set, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is coming out with a hair product. You heard it right. The bald guy is coming out with a hair product. It's called Papa Tui. Now, here's the thing. I actually heard it's not bad. It hasn't really been locked down on what kind of hair it's for. But look, I'm guessing there's going to be different formulas. There's going to be, different situations for different... I'm not sure. I'm really trying to give this a fighting chance. I just want the bald man to explain what's happening here. One thing you have to think about. We like to hold people to a certain... No, we don't. You know what? I don't want to lie to you guys. We're bad at this. We're bad at this. This shit is gonna hit. It's gonna hit. You're gonna buy it. I'm gonna try it. Everybody's gonna see what it is. Nobody's gonna look at it and be like, well, look how many people bought Goop. The backlash and the complete shit he's getting on Twitter is it's about as much as you would expect. Ever since Twitter turned into X, it's pretty much just a place where shit grows and where you just go to get shit on. It's a downtrodden place. His hair is getting posted about like an old ex-girlfriend, and he misses it so much. But that's just something that we can never bring back, and I don't think we ever should. Do you remember what it looked like? What I'm not okay with is him parading in ads for it like he's used it. Now, look, I don't know if he grows the stubble, washes that up, get a good lather going or something like that, and then, comes out and whisks it around or something like that. But I gotta tell you, if he's in an ad, like, washing it off of his head, like, look how well this works. We don't have a reference, Rock. There's nothing there for us to reference. What changed? Now he's just gonna get ashy. Hey, now we're just sitting here looking at you get that. But there is aftercare. There's aftercare in the kit as well. So, who knows? I would love to see a review from a person with hair and a bald person. Because we can't trust The Rock. He's selling it. So, you know. There's a lot of people not taking it serious also. They think it's a joke. They think it's a troll. They think it's a ploy for a movie or something else that's coming up. And I can tell you here and now, it is not. It is not. This is a real thing. This will never be a joke to him. He wants you to buy it. He wants you to believe that he's been washing his hair with it. Who knows? For all we know, the man has a full mountain mound downstairs. Who knows? We've never seen Rock's bottom half. You never know. Maybe he has a real polyfro down there. That's possible. Could be possible with Papa Tui. What a great name also. Papa Tui. Whoo! That's almost like sock it to me. It's just easy to say. It just rolls off the fucking tongue. Could be a pube thing. That's not something we're ready to find out. He's trying to let everybody find out on their own. You wash your hair with it, soap runs down, and you go, oh man, that worked out. That was great. But look, Papa Tui is the Rock's care line for men, backed with science and formula that performs well. It helps men develop a skincare routine without being teased or mocked by other men. Now, on hair care products, his Papa Tui Nourishing Shampoo and Conditioner works not only for guys with full-on hair on their heads, but also for bald men because of its scalp-friendly formulation. Not only that, but it will keep your hair and scalp hydrated and healthy. So that's what it is. You know, as much as we want to shit on it all day, the man knows what he needs for his bald head, and he knows what he would want if he had hair. I think this is a win-win for everybody. We're not going to not buy it. There's going to be reviews all over the place. We're shitting on it now because we don't know that it's the best product of all time. And he's been holding this down in his secret lab under his $43 billion house that I'm sure he has. Because he's fucking Moana. No, he's not Moana. Oh my God, he's not Moana. Oh no, they're getting sued. I can't say that. Okay, don't say anything about them getting sued. He's not Moana though. He's Maui. Jesus Christ. I like how they're saying it's science backed. Like, all right, we can't check that. You know what I mean? I'm not smart enough to check that. That's not something I can go and you know, actually, I guess I can ask ChatGPT. Yeah. Well, look, I'm not smart enough to fact check the science on this thing. I don't know what ingredients would make it safe or not, or for bald heads or for scalps and hair. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You want to check? Take the Papa Tui to a scientist and say, hey, can you tell me if this is good for hair or not? What does it say on the back? Yeah, this is good. That's fine. I'm not spending money on checking this. I'm sure there is going to be somebody that checks this that thoroughly because people just want to prove The Rock wrong. He's done great in his life. This may be one of those hiccups that he's going to have to get over, much like the DC movie, to not be named. Let's keep that out of this. But I think this is going to be one of those hurdles, Rock. Good job. But good news is, man never skips leg day. So, jump away, my friend. The Rock has a hair product. You guys, tell me what you think. Don't tell me. I kind of already know what you think. But, just want to talk about that a bit. That's about it. See ya.
Crypto scam! Did I scare you? I should have. Hopefully put the fear of God deep in your soul for that. Crypto scams are the main jump scare that people are falling for time and time again. It's more contagious than the cold at this point. It is happening every other week on the largest possible scale. So, I'm sure I don't need to tell you what that is at this point. The word crypto has now just become synonymous with rug pull in the eyes of most people because you keep getting had. You're getting played like a fiddle time and time again with these meme coins that keep popping up. I just don't know how it keeps happening. Now, admittedly, I do get it in this case. What we're talking about today is one of the biggest rug pulls in history. The president of Argentina, Javier Milei, well, he endorsed a meme coin called Libra, and within hours of his endorsement, he deleted his tweet supporting it, and the coin completely crashed. And now over $100 million has mysteriously vanished. A song and dance we've heard time and time again. Crypto has become synonymous with scam in the eyes of many people, because this keeps happening over and over and over again. It's a story more iconic than Dracula. This is a story told more frequently than The Little Engine That Could. And I just want to go over it a little bit. I'm not going to pretend to be super knowledgeable on Argentina and everything going on over there, but what I am knowledgeable on are these fucking crypto scams, because they keep happening in almost the exact same ways every single time. And for some reason, in the crypto space exclusively, people have this mentality that it's gambling. It's not. Buster, let me sit you down. I'm going to have an intervention. I'm going to get the fucking paddle out here and try and beat some sense into you. You're not gambling when it comes to something like this. Gambling implies there's a chance of winning. And when it comes to gambling, you're usually going up against the house. Well, when it comes to these shitcoins, you're not just going up against the house. You're going up against the house and all of its friends. You will never be faster than the insiders or the snipers. You are the piggy bank they are taking from. You are the reason they make so much money. You will never be the one to capitalize off it. I'm just going to hit you with the cold water. There's some fringe cases where just some average Joe Schmo does get lucky with, that happens. I get it. It will most likely never happen to you. But for some reason, no matter how many times Bikini Bottom beats your ass, it's a lesson that never gets through to you. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? It doesn't compute. It never dawns on the victims of these rug pulls. You know that expression, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me? Fool me 3 times, won't get fooled again? Well, in crypto, it's a little different. It's fool me once, I got unlucky. Fool me twice, got unlucky again. Fool me 3 times, I got unlucky. Fool me 4 times, can't believe I got unlucky again. Fool me 5 times, I'm out of money, but when I get more, I'm going to put into some more meme coins. They just keep coming back for more. Getting scammed time and time again, thinking that this next one is the one. This is the golden goose. It's not. This is not your Moby Dick. You're never going to actually accomplish this. But I'm already way off track just going over this shit again. What happened in Argentina, the president endorsed this meme coin, it crashed, completely collapsed. He is now facing impeachment for this. It is just a full-blown scam. It's unknown exactly how much he knew about this project before publicly endorsing it, but he bears so much responsibility because without him putting it on the map, tons of people wouldn't have lost tons of money. He is directly to blame for scamming the citizens of his country. Full stop. That's an immutable fact. That's the brass tacks of it. Again, it's unclear exactly how much he knew about this project before the endorsement, but it is his fault so many people bought into the scam. Let's just go ahead and take a look at this tweet. To astute observers, you'll notice that this is the same smell, the same aroma of bullshit that you get for all of these god-awful meme coins, but to people that don't know the space and all of the evils that come with it from time to time, well, from time to time, that's very generous, that come with it so often, they wouldn't know any better because you have your president who is now just publicly glazing this project. Liberal Argentina grows. This private project will be dedicated to encouraging the growth of Argentine economy by funding small Argentinian businesses and startups. The world wants to invest in Argentina. Then he links it. Then he drops the contract. Libra, long live freedom, damn it! Amen. May that freedom live long. And by long, we're speaking relatively. From the eyes of a mosquito, that's the perspective we're dealing with here. Because it wasn't very long, all things considered. The coin was only alive a little bit longer than ejaculate outside the human body. Your sperm can survive 30 to 45 minutes, even an hour at optimal conditions. And this coin, Libra, barely beat that. It made it 3 hours before it completely crashed with over 100 million just being wiped out of it, going somewhere interesting. And where did it go? Who's to say for sure? However, CoffeeZilla just conducted an interview with a key player, Hayden Davis. I cannot recommend this interview enough. Hayden did not call Saul before agreeing to this interview. The admissions here are shocking. There was definitely no lawyer in his ear. He did not get a legal professional on the horn before agreeing to this. I highly recommend you listen to this interview because it is baffling. Hayden is more unlikable than an ingrown toenail. I'm not going to play you a ton of clips. I really encourage you to watch CoffeeZilla's interview. He did a great job with it. And I love that. I don't know what CoffeeZilla did to get him to just squeal like this. Maybe he injected him with like some kind of truth serum via Discord. But Hayden just admits to so many fucking things that I don't think he recognizes the severity of. I am going to leave you with just one little clip from it where he talks about insiders.
It's a separate conversation. Retail traders.
Unbelievably shitty. I do think that's unbelievably bad, and for everyone, except for the insiders, which is what I always say about meme coins. Is it disproportionately benefits insiders?
So I think too, like my honest opinion is like I don't actually disagree, but I think like the vast majority of people betting on meme coins, right, especially at the beginning, and I think there's a separate conversation. Retail traders, like that is the game for everyone. And people that get mad are the people that aren't insiders. That is what happens. That's all the bitching on socials is all the people that don't get into the deals. You'll never hear them bitch if they're in the deal. So it's like, what do you do then? You don't do anything. You don't launch the project. You're like, how do you make money then?
Yeah, goofball, you don't launch the project. It's a fucking meme coin that was designed to just exploit people that aren't your insiders, that aren't in on the deal, which is the vast majority of fucking people, you unbelievable stupid buffoon. Yes, Hayden, you don't launch the project. Because there is no project. This was just a scam. Like, he openly admits to all of the insider accusations. Like, everything that they'd been accused of, Hayden just, like, openly confirms. He even talks about the $100 million. It's a fascinating look at the mind of a scammer. Like, a degenerate scammer. I'm going to drop one more clip here from the interview, just to really sell you on how juicy this is. You need to watch this. This absolute fucking stinky, putrid vermin confirms that he sniped his own coin. And here's what he had to say about it.
The wallet which Dave got refunded by, which is, according to him, your personal funds, was linked to an Avalanche wallet which was funded like a sniper of Libra. So, but if you launch the coin, isn't it unfair for you to snipe the coin?
So I would say no. And I would say that for a couple different reasons. Number one, a lot of the times when, and again, this is like, I mean, again, it's a much larger conversation, which is what I told you in text. But most of the time when I have different money in different places, obviously. But from the standpoint of sniping, most of the time when we're sniping, we're attempting to avoid other snipers getting in.
My god, he deserves the Medal of Honor and the Purple Heart. Holy shit, even give him the Spelling Bee Championship. This guy is a saint. You see, when they're sniping their own coin, they're doing it from a place of nobility. Like, they're doing it from a place of looking out for the little guy. They're trying to help the rest of us by being so generous to snipe their own coin for their own financial gain. Man, this is eye-opening stuff, Hayden. It really is. It's so interesting. So definitely watch CoffeeZilla's video on it. I don't understand how he is not just immediately thrown in the slammer within minutes of him doing this interview and having it go live. It's crazy to me. As a beauty of the crypto space, baby, that's the fairy tale magic right there. Long live the freedom to fuck you in the butt and face no repercussions for it. This has been happening time and time again, only accelerating in frequency recently with things like Pump.fun and then tons of celebrities coming out with their own meme coins that are all rugging. Like, it's just so fucking crazy. And I am 100% sure it will continue to happen because people still think that they're going to be the chosen one. They're going to be Goku here and they're going to have the Super Saiyan wherewithal to pull out at the perfect time. You won't, because you're not an insider. No matter how much you convince yourself you are not an insider on deals like this. Like, Dave Portnoy got insider information on this. He didn't buy, like, before it went live, at least not from what I've seen, though I did see him go on Twitter saying he bought fake Libra, and now he's trying to sell fake Libra. Like, I don't fucking understand at all what's going on there. But you're not Dave Portnoy. You're just a guy. And you saw the president of Argentina make the tweet. Just because it comes from the president doesn't mean he's not going to fuck your face. Like, it's crypto. It's all fair game because there are no consequences for rugging like this. It just, you don't see anyone get in trouble for it, and people have picked up on it, which is why so many celebrities, Hawk to a girl even, fucking Z-list celebrities are doing it now. So yeah, it's gonna keep happening. It's going to keep happening until people finally learn that they are never going to make money by being someone that just puts into this, thinking that they're smarter than the other sheep. They're going to be the ones that are going to be the beneficiary of the rug. You won't be, because you are not the insider. You are not the sniper. You're not in the deal, like Hayden says. It's just so silly. And it's sad. It's fucking sad. Especially in a case like this, where I think this is one of those cases where a lot of people who lost money aren't your normal stupid crypto bros that are just YOLOing all of their cash, hoping for moonshots. I really think there's a lot of people that believed so strongly in the president that they saw this enthusiasm for this project, all this glaze, and thought, okay, I'm in, only to get absolutely ruined for it. So I just had to talk about this a bit. That's really it. See ya. You see Brian Johnson posting his son's boner statistics and comparing them with his own boner stats. Yes, actually. I even have that pulled up right here. Matt sent me this last night. So Brian Johnson, the immortal vampire searching for the Fountain of Youth, he posted his penis leaderboard here. Nighttime erection data from my 19-year-old son and me. His duration is 2 minutes longer than mine. Raise children to stand tall, be firm, and be upright. How inspirational. And then we have the Wiener Wikipedia. I mean, I've been saying I think Brian Johnson's work is overall a net positive because he's just this guinea pig for humanity where he tries everything to make himself younger and combat, like, aging and all that, which is cool, and it leads to some really interesting discoveries, such as how he recently had to announce that he stopped doing one of his protocol because it was actually accelerating his aging, the exact opposite of what you want to happen. But then you get some weird shit like this where he's really fixated on cock. So he has videos about, like, how I made my 48-year-old cock into an 18-year-old penis. A dick. I turned my cock into a dick. And I'm usually just kind of, lukewarm on that. That's not vital research, I don't think. And then this came out a couple days ago. Also weird. Does not having high enough stats in your penis mean you'll die quicker? I don't know. I don't really know what it means. Oh, I mean, I know what it means in the context of the genitals, but I don't know what it means in his overall quest for eternal youth. So we have number of erection episodes, 5, which I didn't know you were getting 5 erections per night. I thought it was just like 1 erection sometimes, and if you're really unlucky, you get a nocturnal emission where you wake up with cum on you. I didn't realize that this happens so much. That's gotta be miserable for people that, like, toss and turn in their sleep, right? That'd be painful. That'd be very painful. But very competitive stats. How would you even log this? You might have a special mattress that can measure the amounts of erection per night. I also don't know how you quantify erection quality. Jarvis, activate erection analysis. I see, sir. Very well. 94% quality on all 5 of your erection episodes last night. Extraordinary work, sir. Rookie numbers. True. Not even 100% quality. This feels like I'm checking my credit score, except it's far more important. This is invaluable research. If he gets to 100, does he get to use his alt? Yeah, at 100% he alts. He fertilizes himself. 5 times a night is rookie numbers. I have Bluetooth PPRing and it tells me I have 20. Oh man, we got some real competitive erections in here. How does he keep track of his son's stats? Does he ask him? Yeah, I think his son's pretty involved in his dad's work. Like, you might remember they had that intergenerational plasma exchange where he took his son's plasma and then he gave his plasma to his dad. So they did like this plasma bake swap, basically. Do they sleep in pods, like an MRI machine with the Pinor camera? No, so he's shown his setup. He sleeps in just a normal bed. So I don't really get how it measures his Winky episodes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Vikesh, I couldn't tell you. He eventually eats his son for young proteins. Yeah, like Kronos. Oh man, that'd be nuts. No, I think this is the only stat that he posted. I'll double check. The only nighttime erection stats that he posted. Yep, this is all he posted on it. From out of nowhere, Brian Johnson just drops the boner stats and then nothing else. They didn't follow it up or anything. Oh, actually, interestingly enough, 4 hours ago he posted this. What a throwback. Bobby Althoff. I haven't seen her in a long time. I can already imagine this interview was amazing. Bobby, have you ever heard of nighttime erections? I measure them. In fact, I'm one of the top scorers of nighttime erections with a 94% quality. Over 184-minute duration as well. What are your stats? I mean, I'd measure it if I knew how. I'd get whatever Amazon gadget or Temu device that you need to measure nighttime erections. I'd do it. I'd be very curious to see how active my Winky is when I'm sleeping. Especially when I'm having those dreams about playing Marvel Rivals. I bet my cock is going crazy like a joystick. It's made by Atom Health. What is the device to measure this? Oh, here. Atom Health Sensor. It's the world's first erection health tracker. I see. Track, understand, and take control of your erection health. Due to overwhelming demand, the Atom Sensor is currently on a waiting list. How many feet? What? Also, it's like a tiny little pocket pussy, I guess. That can't be comfortable to sleep in. You put it in the cage? Oh, interesting. Wait, yeah. Book Shockwave Therapy. Hold on. I don't know if they're going to actually show anything bad here. Like, if I click Shockwave Therapy, it's just wiener everywhere. It's a low-intensity shockwave treatment for penis and erection rejuvenation. Looks like it's for people that suffer from ED. This might be a real thing. This doesn't seem like any kind of joke or anything. Oh, here we go. Atom Sensor elaborates. The importance of nighttime erections. Healthy adult males typically experience between 3 to 5 erection episodes during sleep, totaling 1.5 to 3 hours. They play a vital role in maintaining penile tissue health by providing oxygen-rich blood flow. Similar to how regular exercise maintains muscle tone, nighttime erections help preserve the elasticity and function of erectile tissues. The erections aren't just important for erectile health, they can also provide valuable insights into your overall well-being, including cardiovascular, metabolic, and hormonal health. Wow! 1.5 to 3 hours a night spent bricked up. I don't believe that. Since the Atom Sensor's flying off the shelves like fidget spinners, I'm gonna have to just make my own. What I might do is I'll just set my phone up on the charger to just film my waist while I'm sleeping, and I'll sleep without the covers on and just track how long I stay hard for. I'll do it analog, the way our forefathers monitored their erectile health at night. I just don't believe that claim. That's so long. Stream it. What a banger stream. That'd go crazy. That'd be ballistic. Are you gonna buy the atom sensor? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just film myself sleeping and see how long I stay hard for. Because that's something I can just do tonight. That'll be very interesting data. What if you sleep face down or away from the camera? Well, I don't sleep face down. I'm not a stomach sleeper. And I usually don't, like, side sleep all that often either. I should be fine. I'll try and stay, like, perfectly neutral on my back, so that way you'll know. There'll be no guesswork. But how are you gonna measure the erection quality? I'll just eyeball it. If it looks like a strong meat stick, I'll say that's a 90% at least. Yeah, no, it's a real tweet. It's not like a joke or anything. It's pretty crazy. Are you wearing undies or going commando? No, I'll be wearing pants. I'm not going to show you guys the video. I'm not going to let you guys look at my nighttime erections. It's for me, my own data. And I'll just share the results with you. Not the footage. You can make raw footage members only. True, I guess. You should send your own data to Brian Johnson to compare boners. Yeah, tag me in for the study. I'll send him just a video, an 8-hour video of my wiener going up and down sometimes. He'll be like, oh, good data. I'll send it to the lab. I'm about to bless your 2025 with the best song you're gonna hear all year. It didn't come out in 2025, it did come out last year, but it flew under the radar. It was snubbed at the Grammys, and I think it's time we turn our attention to a classic that's up there with some of the greats like Ice JJ Fish. This comes from White Noise, aka Dark Daniel. He's a 41-year-old rapper, fresh on the scene, and I've always said you're never too old to chase your dreams, and I think he's proof of that.
Said they want me on some stripper shit, right? Dark fucking Daniel. Let's go.
I'm blue balling you on the drop because I just gotta come in here and say how much I love the name Dark Daniel. That's like an Xbox Live gamer tag I would have cooked up when I was 11.
Baby, make it drop, put some stank on it. Make that booty pop, put some stank on it. Make that body rock, put some stank on it. Put some stank on it, put some stank on it. Baby, make it drop, put some stank on it. Make that booty pop, put some stank on it. Make that body rock, put some stank on it. Put some stank on it, put some stank on it.
Now, White Noise doesn't really cut the rug. He doesn't bust a move or anything. His dance moves are kind of like all up in here doing this. It looks more like he's swatting mosquitoes. But what he lacks in dancing, he makes up for in writing, because this is genius. Put some stank on it. I don't even know what that means. Especially in the context of the song where he's talking about a booty popping but wants some stank on it. I feel like that'd be revolting. Why would you want butt cheeks jiggling with fucking odorous fumes hitting you as well? Like, that's the last thing you want some stank on. Now, of course, I recognize it's an expression. He doesn't literally mean he wants stinky ass cheeks on him or anything. But I don't understand what the expression could even mean here. Make your booty pop, put some stank on it. Like, to me, when I'd hear that, I would think it'd be like, you know, some extra flair. You know, like, it's something I'd say when playing Marvel Rivals when I'm telling my tank to dive their backline. Like, get after that mantis and put some stank on it. But if someone's, like, goatsy styling on me, I don't know, like, how else would you put stank on it? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? That's the beauty of it. It's ambiguous. And it's also not catchy. It's the opposite of an earworm, but to such an extreme degree, it is so uncatchy that it loops back around to being catchy.
Climbing up that pole like a pro, you already know. Super on the mic, kryptonite is hose. Twerking for a broken voice, she putting on a show. Titties popping out with her ass like whoa. Freaky with the tongue, she could probably put it in a knot. Baby, I'm a savage, I'm just looking for some top. We can make a movie, baby, make it hot. Let's get it. Titties like a canvas, I got ink blots.
Dark Daniel's a goddamn booby artist. Titties like a canvas, and he's got ink blots. Again, man, what does that exactly mean? Like, you're gonna make Rorschach paintings out of her breasts? I just don't think many traditional artists would be using ink blots on a standard canvas. That wouldn't really be the medium of choice. Though I imagine the lyrics are probably deeper than I'm giving them credit for. Dark Daniel is probably getting into some metaphors for, like, ejaculating on her honkers, perhaps putting his own stank on it, maybe. I don't know why I'm doing such a dive on it. This isn't like a genius lyric breakdown video, but I can't help myself. Anyway, it needs to be said that the woman here is an absolute trooper. She got paid to do a job, and damn it, she's gonna do it to the best of her ability. She's pouring her heart and soul into the ass-shaking performance of a lifetime here for Dark fucking Daniel. Now, it may not be a chart topper. You won't be seeing Stank on it in the Billboard Top 100. It's not your standard, finger-wiggling tune. But it doesn't matter. It seems like they're both having a good time. It also seems like Dark Daniel's fighting the urge to look at her keister while it's gyrating. Now, I think he should have went even harder here. Instead of just hiring a dancer and a cameraman, he should have also hired a choreographer. Fucking hire me. I could definitely think of some really cool dance moves that would light 2025 ablaze, would take the world by storm for Stank on it, Like, brush off your shoulder, side to side, and then some of this. There's definitely so much play space that you had with a song like Stank on it. This shit could have got stanky quick, but instead he wanted to kind of just stay up here, like, throwing out his hands like he's making political statements. He's doing gestures like a politician would do. And he has the woman just kind of shaking her ass around, which, that's fine. Like, I don't think she needs to be out there doing like a full choreographed dance routine or anything, but I think he should have had some moves. Something that, when this song inevitably starts playing at a club, people can start busting it out like Crank That Soulja Boy, So something on that level.
Baby, make it drop, put some stank on it. Make that booty pop, put some stank on it. Make that body rock, put some stank on it. Put some stank on it, put some stank on it. Baby, make it drop, put some stank on it. Make that booty pop, put some stank on it. Make that body rock, put some stank on it. Put some stank on it, put some stank on it. Little mama bad, love the way she throw it back. Rush into the stage just to drop a couple stacks. Everybody cheer when she make her booty clap. Shorty hella thick, rest a drink on that ass. Little mama bad, love the way she throw it back. Rush into the stage just to drop a couple stacks. Everybody cheer when she make her booty clap. Shorty hella thick, rest a drink on that ass.
I think Dark Daniel was starting to run out of bars because verse 2, he had one line and then just repeated it twice, which takes up the majority of verse 2, and then he repeated a line from verse 1 to close it out to bring us back to the chorus. He knew the moneymaker was in the chorus, so he kind of just speed ran the verses. They're not very inspired, unfortunately.
Freaky with the tongue, put it in a knot. Baby, I'm a savage, I'm just looking for some top. We can make a movie, baby, make it hot. Let's get it. Titties like a canvas, I got ink blots. Baby, make it drop, put some stank on it. Make that booty pop, put some stank on it. Make that body rock, put some stank on it. Put some stank on it, put some stank on it. Baby, make it drop, put some stank on it. Make that booty pop, put some stank on it. Make that body rock, put some stank on it. Put some stank on it, put some stank on it. And to think, I used to be such a nice young man. Third leg problems.
A heartbreaking conclusion. God bless Dark Daniel and his third leg problems. So I watched an interview with him. I went kind of deep on the Dark Daniel rabbit hole, I'm not going to lie to you. I watched an interview. So he is 41 years old, and he talks about getting into the rap game a little late and just wanting to chase his dreams, which I think is just kind of a wholesome message. And at the end of the day, he went for it. He said, fuck it, we'll do it live. And he invested in a cameraman to film this, a location, some lights, the lady that's dancing with him, and he said, let's try it. And I respect that, I really do. Also, Dark Daniel's got no fear. He is not afraid to get stanky live in front of an actual crowd.
And it definitely videos at 18K views on YouTube. It definitely stinks. Hey. Some big stuff on that shit. Hey. Let's go. Baby, make it drop, put some stank on it. Make that booty pop, put some stank on it. Make that body rock, put some stank on it. Put the ass like low. Do them heels click as you drop it down low. She could be a pop or a thought. Titties bouncing up and down. Don't matter if they're drops. I'll make that pop drip, don't forget the mop. Freaky with the tone, she could probably put it in.
That is not an easy thing to do, to get up in front of a bunch of strangers to perform your song in front of them. And he's done it quite a few times. He has a few live performances, and some of them have like crowd shots that it seems like all the people in the bar were having a really good time listening to it. Now, of course, I'm sure there's some people that were like making fun of him for it or whatever, but at the end of the day, everyone was still having fun, and he seems to be like really self-aware. Like, there's a lot of people in the comments that were talking about it being really bad, but from what I saw, he was just kind of like rolling with the punches, just having a good time about it. So he seems to have a nice attitude that at least from everything I've seen. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'll probably start saying, put some stank on it. And it has been a song that's been stuck in my head a little bit, so mission accomplished, really. That's about it. See ya.